All right, team, the patient presents with trigger finger cufitis and parathyroiditis. What do we think we're dealing with here?
Well, based on these symptoms, it could be a number of things. Trigger finger might point to a musculoskeletal issue, while cufitis and parathyroiditis could indicate an endocrine problem.
I'm leaning towards a metabolic disorder, possibly related to the parathyroid gland. But we can't rule out an infectious cause with symptoms like these.
I agree with Leslie. Metabolic disorder seems likely. The patient might be experiencing hormonal imbalances leading to these symptoms.
I think it could also be an autoimmune condition, with the body attacking itself and causing these issues.
We should consider that as a potential diagnosis as well.
No. It's not any of those. The correct diagnosis is tropical ulcer, and the treatment we need to perform is auriculectomy.
But sir, auriculectomy is a risky procedure. Are you sure that's the right course of action?
I'm the doctor here, and I know what's best for this patient. We can't afford to waste any more time. Prepare for the surgery. We're going in.
Dr. Haas, are you sure about this? It's a high-risk procedure. The patient might not make it.
I'm sure. We have no time to second. You wanted to see me, Tracy?
Yes, Hawks. I heard you want to perform auriculectomy on a patient with tropical ulcer. Where did you get such a stupid idea?
Well, I learned about it from a patient who is musically gifted. He took a ton of laxatives to play through the fire and flames with his farts.
That's absurd, Hawks. Why do I have a feeling this is something you did and not a patient?
I'm not proficient in fart hero, so I spoke to someone who was... No, they're famous for Baba O'Reilly and they use real instruments.
Well, you and your doctors have real instruments too, and I recommend using them to treat the patient properly.
You're not going to ask me about the fart hero.
Hawks, if there's someone who actually exists that is doing that to themselves, they need actual medical attention. Evidently, this hospital cannot provide it adequately.
Speak for yourself.
Leslie, I just checked on the patient and the situation is critical. It seems that the auriculectomy was not the correct treatment for the tropical ulcer.
Oh no, that's terrible. We need to act fast and figure out the best way to help the patient.
I know, but I'm also concerned about how we should approach telling Hawks about this mistake.
He was the one who recommended the procedure.
Frank, the most important thing right now is the patient's well-being. We can deal with the implications later. Let's focus on how to save their life first.
You're right, Leslie. Let's prioritize the patient and then we can figure out the best way to handle the situation with Hawks. Time is of the essence here.
You incompetent fools. Our patient is nearly dead because you chose the wrong auriculectomy area. And to top it off, the wrong diagnosis. What were you thinking, Gary?
Why are you asking me specifically? You already know I wasn't thinking. Besides, I was sure it was a case of rhinotelexomania, Dr. Hawks.
No, I believe it was more aligned with autodefenestration, Dr. Hawks.
Actually, I think it was a clear case of pseudohypoparathyroidism, Dr. Hawks.
I still stand by my diagnosis of Stendhal syndrome, Dr. Hawks.
What the fuck are you doing? Ending every statement with Dr. Hawks. I think you all know who I am.
You're a wizard, Dr. Hawks. That scheme of asking a musically gifted man who can fart a Dragon Force song really convinced Tracy there's no better hospital in the state for lobotomies.
But, Dr. Hawks, we were just trying to...
Save it. I don't want to hear another word from any of you. Figure it out amongst yourselves because I'm done. Good luck fixing your mess.
But Dr. Hawks.
Will you stop with the but Dr. Hawks?
I don't know, will you?
So, Johnson, how's everything outside the hospital? Any exciting updates in your life?
Oh, same old, same old. Just trying to balance work and family time. But what about you, Hawks? You seem really absorbed in that medical file.
You don't have a family. And yeah, this case has been bothering me for days. I think I might have just figured it out.
Really? That's great news. Wait, I have a cousin. Also, what's the diagnosis?
It's a rare condition that matches all the symptoms. I need to go check on the patient right away.
Wait, you're leaving already? What about lunch?
Sorry, Johnson. Duty calls. I'll catch up with you later.
Typical Hawks. Always putting work first. Well, at least he found the answer.
Wait. What's this I hear about a cousin?
Oh, forget it.
Already did. Bye. I'm sorry I'm late, but we need to act quickly. I've made a new diagnosis.
What's going on? You stormed in without protective gear, Hawks.
This is unacceptable. You're compromising everyone's safety.
Tropical ulcer was the original diagnosis. What are you talking about, Hawks?
Forget about that. It's not tropical ulcer. It's a splenia with cardiovascular anomalies.
Asplenia with cardiovascular anomalies? That's a rare condition. What's the prognosis?
Prognosis is poor. Immediate surgical intervention is necessary. We need to prepare for surgery now.
Are you sure about this, Hawks? We need more information before we proceed.
I'm positive. Trust me, this is the right diagnosis. Let's get to work.
Hawks, if you don't tell us what we're supposed to do, this patient's in deep shit.
Don't say it. I've heard more than enough today.
Given your taste in music covers, I'm sure.
Tracy, I finally found the right diagnosis for the patient.
Congratulations, Hawks. That's great news.
If I didn't have these idiotic doctors around, this whole ordeal wouldn't have happened.
What do you mean by that? You were the one who declared the wrong diagnosis.
Well, maybe my diagnostics team should have caught it sooner.
Don't try to shift the blame, Hawks. You made the call?
Remember that musically gifted patient I mentioned?
The one who took laxatives to play through the fire and flames with his farts. That was your idea, Hawks.
No, it actually happened. It was a blowout performance.
That is absolutely disgusting. If we had a human resources department, I'd have them write you up right now.
I'm done here.
Hawks, we need to work as a team?
I can't work with incompetence.
He seemed fine with incontinence.
In fire and pain, now once again, we know.